Welcome back to the Garage Gearheads. Today we're here to talk about garage flooring. Alright, so welcome to my garage, guys. Thanks for checking out this video. I'm sure if you are here and checking this out, then likely you're interested in some garage flooring products and maybe trying to figure out what's the best garage floor solution for your home garage or workshop. Alright, so this is my garage. It's a two-car garage. It measures 20 foot across and 24 foot deep. And I went with the Rust-Oleum Rocksolid 2.5 car kit for this setup here. So let's take a little walk around the garage and talk about the product. So this was a DIY project. This was a new construction home 2 years ago when I moved into it. So we started here with a bare slab. It did have some construction staining, miscellaneous sealants, paint, stuff on the floor, but overall this is pretty much a new clean slab, free of oil, grease, anything like that. And this is my third garage build that I have done. The first garage I did with race deck product. I'm sure you guys are familiar with that, especially if you're doing research into garage floors. Probably heard or looked into that a little bit. I do actually have an old video from my old house walking through the race deck product and a review on that. And then the next two workshops I had, they're both commercial spaces, warehouse bays, and those I just did like an epoxy paint, cheap stuff you get from like Lowe's or Home Depot. And then finally for this project, I decided to go with a epoxy product. And so yeah, this is kind of a 2-year review on the product and give you guys an idea if this is something you want to do in your home garage. So I think the important thing with any of these DIY kits, whatever you're doing for your epoxy or flooring coating, the really important thing is going to be the prep work. If you put the time and money into doing the proper prep, so you rent a surface grinder machine, you do the acid wash, you're going to get a lot better results, and you're going to limit the amount of hot tire pickup or just peeling and the floor product separating from the concrete. So with that said, for the prep on this, since it was a new slab, I didn't do a surface grinder on this. I actually just did which is kind of like a floor buffer, and then you put a real coarse like 40 or 30 grit sandpaper on it just to kind of tear up the surface. It got rid of some of the paint and stuff that was left from the contractors when they built the house on it, and just kind of opened that up. Then I came back through with an acid product, so I acid etched the entire floor. I think I did that 2 or 3 times, just to ensure we had a good open porous surface for the epoxy to adhere to. And essentially this is the final product you're going to get with this flooring kit. So it has a very, very high gloss finish to it, which still 2 years later hasn't worn away, hasn't faded at all. You could see how clear and bright it is in here. I do have some nice LED lighting, but the floor really helps amplify that with the clear coat on it. I did buy an extra bag of the flakes. So when you broadcast your flakes, that was a little bit of a tricky step to get them even. I probably would try a different method than what I did, just because as you walk around, you could see like over here, didn't get as much flakes, but then over here, it's a lot thicker. So I went with kind of the not full broadcast, but kind of scattered flake look. And I think it came out pretty good, but I wish it was just a little bit more full coverage. So I probably would add a bag or 2 to your mix, depending on how many flakes you want in your flooring. But yeah, we could just go ahead and walk around. You can see here, a little more concentrated. And then like this section here, a little less concentrated. So for durability, I'd say this stuff is held up pretty good for 2 years. You could see here, I do a lot of engine work. I do a little bit of fabrication, some welding. I have the lift in here, so obviously I'm working on cars and stuff, projects. I've only had 2 sections of the coating peel up. I'll show you here from the tires on my Corvette. There's one section here, so this peeled up. Obviously it was what you'd call probably hot tire pickup. So I live in South Florida here, so tires tend to get pretty hot in the summer, and you park it here, and then the temperature change and expansion, contraction, the coating just kind of glues itself to the tire, and then when you roll it back, it'll peel it off the concrete floor. And then I do have another spot here, which is kind of the same situation, a little bit just in front of it. But nothing from the front tires, really just the back tires, which kind of have like almost like a drag radial style that don't really have a whole lot of tread. It's just like solid rubber blocks of tire material. And yeah, so that's my only two really damaged spots on the floor. I do have one other damaged spot, and this is where I dropped a brake rotor on the ground, so you could see a chip there, but you know, pretty small damaged area when you compare dropping probably a 30-40 pound brake rotor on the ground. That's not too terrible. And then for welding, I'll just show you, hopefully this will pick up in the camera. You can see these little bit of burn marks from the MIG gun spatter. So probably same thing if you're doing any kind of stick welding, the spatter coming off, you know, it will leave like little kind of burn marks in the floor, but nothing too crazy. But I just wanted to point that out if you are going to be doing any kind of hot work, burning, welding, stuff like that. It will discolor the floor a little bit. Just wanted to show you guys something quick with the door open in the afternoon sun. A lot of people will talk about yellowing of this coating. So you'll see here I get a lot of afternoon sun coming in, and this line will actually protrude back about, you know, a third of the way into the garage in the late afternoon. So I haven't had any yellowing effect. You can see there's no color change in the flooring. It's still that same clear glossy coat on it. So I haven't noticed that in at least 2 years of getting afternoon sun a third of the way through this garage. I don't leave the garage door open all the time, but there is a good bit of times on the weekends, the afternoons, I have this open, and I have not noticed any yellowing in the floor 2 years in. And then I just will add a note with the square footage here. So I'm right at 480 square foot, so 20 by 24. I think the 2.5 car kit is rated from 450 up to 500. This was really kind of a stretch to finish 480 square foot. The stuff rolls out, it's very, very thin, and you really kind of have to push and stretch with the foam roller. But I started back over here and worked my way across, and then I was finishing in this corner so I could jump out through the door and go into the laundry room. And as I was finishing like this section right here, I was starting to get very, very thin on the coating. It comes in those bags you kind of roll up and pop, and then it mixes the I guess the product with the hardener. But yeah, if you're anything over 450, 480 square foot, I would definitely look to getting an additional kit, because you're really going to be running or stretching this quite thin. So overall, I'd say I'm quite happy with this product. As I said, I've had experience with a couple other products before, doing race deck, doing regular roll-on Home Depot epoxies, and then I got this kit, this Rust-Oleum Rocksolid kit, which seems to be pretty good. We're holding up just at 2 years now, so I figured this is a better review than just showing you right after it's done or even a year after it's done. But after 2 years, you kind of test the durability of a product. So I think you get these kits right about $250 from Amazon or your big box store. Add in rental of a surface grinder, some acid for prep, you know, your miscellaneous rollers, brushes and stuff. I'd say all in, you're probably going to be under $500 to do this whole project yourself. If you ever got an epoxy quoted, granted, it's probably going to be a better quality epoxy. You're probably going to get a better lifespan out of it. But I mean, those guys are charging easily in my area $2,000-3,000 to get epoxy installed in a garage like this. And granted, that includes the surface prep, the chips, the epoxy, and then everything's done, but you're talking about like $3,000. So if you're trying to keep this budget friendly, keep it DIY, I think this is one of the best kits probably on the market for that. And you can see just based on the quality and upkeep of my garage here, what it looks like after 2 years. So thanks for checking out this video. Hope it helped you make an informed decision when it comes time to do your garage flooring, and I'll see you on the next one.